Hello everybody, I am Dr. Lakshmikant Kotekwar, consultant pulmonologist. So today we are here to know about the few things about the lung health, how you can take care of your lung health, about few tips about some myths about the asthma and few other things about the respiratory diseases. Okay, so first we are coming to the what are the warning signs or the respiratory distress. First and important, that is most important, the breathlessness. Then comes is the cough. Then is the expectoration of the sputum or the phlegm, and then comes the chest pain. If any one of these symptoms you may develop, you need to notice the symptoms to your clinician or the pulmonologist or the chest physician to whom you are meeting regularly. Okay, and those who are really not having these symptoms before, they don't have any of the symptoms, but suddenly if they develop these symptoms, these are the warning signs of some respiratory disease. It could be asthma, COPD, interstitial lung disease, or the lung cancer also. So they should notice this to their pulmonologist immediately. Few things about the lung cancer. There are some queries in patient's mind why this lung cancer spreads very fastly. There is not a major mechanism behind this why this lung cancer is spreading fastly, but most of the time lung cancer may present, the warning signs may present very lately, but already the cancer has spread to the different parts of the body.
Feeling sick? Need to see a doctor fast? Book a video consultation appointment with top doctors and specialists using Cural Healthcare app. Enjoy a safe and secure conversation from the comfort of your home. Download the Cural app now. Cural Healthcare, done smart.
Next, coming to the point about the asthma. There are few patients, they may ask most of the time whether this asthma is being controlled. Asthma cannot be cured, but we can control 100%. Like cure word is not there in the asthma. If somebody is telling you or promising you that your asthma will be cured, then these are the false beliefs. Okay, we can control, that is 100% we can control your asthmatic symptoms. You need to have a regular treatment with the inhaler therapy, so that you can control your asthma, you can keep your symptoms under control. Compared to the last few years, the number of patients of asthma has increased like anything because of increase in the air pollution. Carbon dioxide in the air has increased, lot of hydrocarbons in the dust has increased in the air. So, and most of the time the smoking, the passive smoking, most of that time patients are developing asthma, that is the acquired one. And there are different types like acquired also. In most of the time the genetic, we can say most of the time it is asthma is because if it is in the generation, so most of the time it is transmitted from one person to another through their genes. So but the reason why in this last few years, because of the pollution, the asthma has increased like anything. So most of the people, and more people, they are getting asthma. There are few questions like why there is a diurnal variation. Diurnal variation means sometimes asthma symptoms are very fine at the daytime, and most of the time, like in the night time, patient is having the hacking cough or sometimes breathlessness or dryness in the mouth. These are the symptoms more. The reason behind that, asthma gets worse most of the time is at night only or the early morning. The reason is that over a period of the daytime you may not get anything, but night time that inflammation in the lungs settles down, and over a period that inflammation irritates your mucosa and will start giving you the dry cough, or it may give you the breathlessness sort of sensation, or it may give you the chest pain, or sometimes you may get excess of phlegm or the sputum or the mucus. So there are few things about you should know about the asthma. There are some triggering points. If you're having high emotional stress, if you cry, if you laugh, these are the things which may trigger the asthma. Sometimes the climatic change, sometimes the cold or excess of the humidity, the rainy season, cloudy season, it may trigger your asthma. Eating of some citrated fruits like oranges, or if you eat some fruits like guava, custard apple, pomegranate, these are the fruits which are having some cold temperature. So sometimes if you eat this fruit, they may trigger an asthmatic symptom, because these fruits causes inflammation inside the lung and it will suddenly trigger your asthmatic attack. Then comes to the passive smoking. If somebody is smoking just beside to you, if you are having strong scents, dews, these smell will also trigger your asthmatic symptom. If you are eating cold items like cold drinks, any beverages which are very cold, the food items which are kept in the fridge, that is also one of the trigger for your asthma. So there are different types of asthma. It could be the exercise induced asthma, allergic asthma, which we already told you, Exercise means patients may develop symptoms only while doing the exercise, otherwise at rest they don't have any asthmatic symptoms. Second, the allergic asthma patients may have the symptoms most of the time. Few patients, like another subtype is like seasonal asthma. Some patients may have only the symptoms during the seasons, like rainy seasons or the cold season. Remaining months they will be absolutely fine without any symptom. And some patients, they have symptoms for the whole year, 365 days most of the time. So these are the different types of asthma. Okay, if there are some patients, they will be asking to us if they are pregnant whether they should stop taking the medication for the asthma. No, actually asthma gets triggered or worse during pregnancy, first and second trimester. Asthmatic medication, you can have a consult with your regular chest physician or the clinician who is treating you. Asthma medication has to be taken regularly during pregnancy. There should not medication to be stopped. The inhaler has to be continued. So whichever the safe inhaler for you in the pregnancy, it has to be consulted with your pulmonologist and you can continue the medication. Don't stop your medication while you are pregnant. And most of the time the patients, they are asking if they are feeling better they can stop medication. No, if you are feeling better, asthma treatment is depending upon the symptom relief, and there are few scorings on pulmonary function testing. Let your pulmonologist or the chest physician to decide. Most of the time what we are giving, it is a step up step down treatment. It has to be whenever you are taking a treatment, step up has to be done and slowly you can step down, and that to be depending upon the symptoms. So let the clinician to decide whether the patient is better now, the pulmonary function test is feeling better, so you can slowly reduce the dose and then you can continue with the required dose. But if you are feeling better, so immediately you should not stop your inhaler without consulting your doctor. Then most important question about this inhaler therapy, because most of them there is a phobia, social stigma, people are feeling whether I should use inhaler, for how long I should use, whether I can be dependent or addicted. No. If you heard about the hypertension, if you heard about the diabetes, or if you heard about some heart diseases for which, like suppose antihypertension we are using, for heart disease we are using some medication like blood thinner like aspirin, and if we are using some medication for the diabetes, do you feel it is getting addicted? No. The same purpose, like the diabetic medication we are using to control your sugar levels properly every time. The same principle applies to the lungs. If you want to keep the lung functioning properly, if you want to keep the oxygenation in your body properly, you need to have that inhaler therapy to be taken regularly. You never get any habit, you never get any addiction. Depend. Okay, to reduce your inflammation, whatever the drugs or the medication you are using in the inhaler, it is to keep your lung in the healthy condition, to improve the lung function and to keep your oxygenation at the proper level, so that you can do your routine activities, the exercise, compared to those who are having the same age, those who are doing without any asthma, you can also do the same activities, the strenuous activities also. There is no dependency, there is no addiction, there is no habit forming issues. Most of the time some patients will be asking me ki I am having, like, my symptoms are not that much bad, or can I just put up with instead of taking medication? See, basically, if let the clinician to decide whether your symptoms are really bad or not, and whether they need some medication or not, or with some exercise or some dietary changes or some other changes, we can have that key to be control your asthmatic symptoms. Okay, so don't decide like a layman blindly, I am not having that much severe symptoms, so I don't want to use. No. Over a period of time, patient may present to us. There are different categories of asthma, like mild, moderate, severe. In mild category, patient may not feel that much severe symptom. They may be feeling sometimes or may not be having regular symptom. So you may think I am hardly having sometimes cough or sometimes only breathless, then why should I use the inhaler? No. If you find out inside the lungs in the asthmatic patient regularly there damage has started, that is a remodeling sort of things, inflammation is getting setting out. Okay, if you are not using any regular medication, over a period of time your lungs get damaged and it may progress you from mild stage to the moderate or the severe stage, and that time you need to use the very high doses of the inhaler, other oral therapies and different types, and even after using that sometimes the symptom may not come to a control. So my suggestion will be, if you are having still mild symptoms, consult your chest physician, and if he suggests the treatment, it has to be used regularly, properly, till the duration he is telling to you. And if you are having the mild asthma, you need to have the daily medications to be taken or not. That decision is with your clinician, because most of the time what happens, symptoms are intermittently, as I already told you. So it's not depending upon ki if you are having intermittent symptoms you should use SOS basis. Sometimes if your pulmonary function test is normal, if you are not getting symptoms hardly once in a week or once in a 15 days, otherwise for remaining days if you are fine, let your clinician to decide if it is okay with you, pulmonary function test is normal, then I think if you can use whenever required therapy or whenever required inhaler therapy if the symptoms are mild and your pulmonary function test is normal. But this does not apply to each and every case. It has to be with your clinician, the pulmonologist, to decide if you are really having no other symptoms, no other signs, and you are doing well other activities. There is no limitation of your activities. Hardly you are getting sometimes a single or two symptoms. Then you can use the SOS base of therapy depending upon pulmonary function reports. There are different alternative therapies available. People are trying with some Ayurveda, homeopathy, and acupuncture, but not a single promising therapy available till date. There are different alternative therapies as already told available, but not a single therapy is promising except the allopathic treatment and the inhaler therapy, which is most promising, and you should go for the allopathic treatment. Okay, there are few questions people are asking, like if you are having if you whether you can donate the blood if you are taking asthma medication. Absolutely, there is no issue. If you are taking asthma medication, there is no role of asthma medication inside blood, because whatever the inhaler therapy or the medication we are taking, they are directly going to the lungs. They are not being absorbed in the what we can say the blood. It is not been absorbed in the systemic circulation. Hardly we can say the minimal or negligible amount is absorbed in the blood circulation or the systemic. So I don't think so there will be any side effects inside the body. And most of the time if you want to go for the blood donation or the blood transfusion, we can easily go it, because there is no contraindication key. If you are on asthma medication, you should not go. Okay, few things like some questions may come in your mind, like a few patients have asked if they are in the stage 4 of the COPD and all this thing. What is COPD? It's a chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. We call it as a kaladama. It's a sort of thing, asthma, which develops because of the smoking. There are different stages in the COPD. Stage A, B, C, D. Instead of calling 1, 2, 3, 4, it's stage 4. We call it as stage D. It's a gold classification. Depending upon the severity of the disease, we are classifying this disease as a stage A, stage B, stage C, and stage D. So, and second thing is about the pulmonary function test and the clinical symptoms. It will stage you which stage you belongs to. Most of the time few these COPD patients, they will be having the progressive symptoms even after taking the treatment if they are in the stage 4. So they have to be very careful at the early stage. If they will catch the symptoms and they will consult the concerned physician or the pulmonologist, we can try to save them from progressing to the stage 4, or that is what called stage D as per the gold classification. That is a classification for the COPD, that is chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Then about the few things we can talk about the antibiotic treatment for pneumonia. Most of the time the treatment which we are giving for the antibiotic, it depends how the pneumonia is presenting, the comorbid factors. If you are having diabetes, blood pressure, these are the important factors which may take a long time to cure your pneumonia. So it may varies. It may take 1 week, 2 weeks, or sometimes 3 weeks also the antibiotic therapy is required. Second thing is there are some indexes which are using for the pneumonia severity index or curve index, curve 65 index, which is important to detect whether the severity of if you are you are taking treatment for the pneumonia on OPD basis, if you have been admitted in the ward or in the ICU. So depending upon that, the duration of the antibiotic treatment may vary. But most of the time, if it is a mild and on OPD basis, if you are taking treatment, hardly 1 week of therapy is sufficient as per my knowledge. And if it is very severe comorbid diseases are there, sometimes it may take 2 weeks of treatment depending upon the oral treatment or the IV treatment. There are few things like few people, they want to know about the pericardial fat which present on the lower left. See, pericardial fat, it most of the time it is nothing but the fat which is surrounding to the heart, okay, and just near to the lungs. Because our lungs, the anatomical structure, if you see the right lung, left lung, and middle of this the heart, and over the coverings sometimes you may get this fat develop. If you are having high cholesterol level, so most of the parts or the most of the body organs, they may start getting collection of this fat, okay. So you need not to major worry if they are having peripheral fat, okay, or the pericardial fat. There are few things like, can non-smokers get lung cancer? there are chances. I already told genetic cause is the most important in lung cancer. If you are not having smoking also, you may get adenocarcinomas. Without smoking also people are getting squamous cell carcinoma without smoking. If there is a strong family history, if anybody is having the cancer, there are chances that the family members may get the lung cancer. Okay, so it's not only ki always and always lung cancer is required. No, if there is no addiction also, there are chances that you may develop the lung cancer. There are a few questions about how to treat your COPD and if it get worse. Suppose COPD is a chronic obstructive pulmonary disease and it has to be regularly their symptoms has to be kept under control. If you feel your symptoms are getting worse, whatever the inhaler therapy your chest physician or the pulmonologist has told you, it has to be used regularly. He would have told you some maintenance inhaler, and the SOS are the reliever medication or reliever inhalers also here. If your symptoms are getting worse, you should start taking your rescue medications immediate for relief, and till the time you will reach to your pulmonologist, you should go on continuing taking these medications till you will meet, and you need to find out what is the reason your COPD symptoms has got worse, and whether you need to have to change few things about the inhaler therapy or other things to be added, or any other symptoms you are developing like getting pneumonia or developing fever or some other issues. Okay, to know that you need to have consult your chest physician immediately. There are few things questions like about the people they want to improve their lung health and the quality of life. It depends. If you have not been suffered with any respiratory diseases, need to have regular deep breathing exercises, pranayam, that will help. Even in asthmatics we are asking them to do the pranayam and sometimes deep breathing, but deep breathing is most of the time not good in the COPD and the asthmatics. The reason behind that, deep breathing exercise, they will create a pressure over the lungs, so already lungs are very weak. If you create a lot of pressure out the deep breathing force, sometimes it may damage and sometimes the emergency may happen like pneumothorax sort of thing. So some exercises like Kapalbhati or deep breathing has to be avoided as much as possible. You can do the simple pranayama, just close your one nostril and just exhale through one nose, inhale through another nose. So these sort of exercises at least for 10 to 15 minutes daily, you can do it to improve your lung health. Routine walk, that is will improve your aerobic capacity, that will improve the lungs functioning. Third important thing, keep your diseases under control. If you have been suffered with asthma, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, that is COPD, interstitial lung disease, or whichever the respiratory disease you have been suffered, keep it under control. Have a regular check with your pulmonologist, then definitely your lung health will be improved. If there are some diseases like lung cancer or the interstitial lung disease which are chronic disease, like even the COPD, which are not been, we can say the 100% cure, but we can control it, but some diseases are progressive. In that case, some rehabilitation programs are there, so you can go through that rehabilitation exercises, rehabilitation programs, so that it can improve your lung health. Few things about like respiratory patients during this COVID-19 situation. What are the precautions to be taken? As much as possible, you should try to keep a social distance, wear a mask. If you are developing any abnormal symptoms apart from the routine symptoms, immediately consult your pulmonologist. Few things about the nutrition, what to be taken. You can have vitamin C and zinc as a supplementation to improve the immunity. Second thing, take your inhaler regularly, properly, in proper doses. If say anything up and down, immediately consult your doctor. And during this pandemic situation or because of some lockdown, if not possible to consult your doctor physical OPD visit, immediately consult them on the teleconsultation or the video consultation. Ask him about just discuss with him about your symptoms, if anything up and down, so that he will guide you how to further increase or decrease the dose of inhaler, or any additional treatment is required, it has to be taken. And lastly, about how can you reduce this getting the respiratory problems, and the role of lifestyle and age. Okay, to reduce the respiratory problems as much as possible, I suggest you, whenever you are going outside, if you are traveling out, walking, driving car, or just on two-wheeler you are riding, try to cover your face and nose as much as possible, because if you cover your nose and mouth, you may not be directly in exposure with the dust, the outside pollution, the fumes. These are the important things which are been, whenever you will inhale over a period of time, you may develop the asthma, bronchitis because of the inhalation of the thing. Second thing, I already told you, diet. Few things like saturated things, Some cold items which are not good for your respiratory health has to be avoided most of time in the COPD and asthma patient. Third thing, you should take a regular intake of vitamin C and zinc to keep your lung immunity or the overall body's immunity in proper condition. You should start drinking the warm water. That is a good habit to keep your lungs in the healthy condition. About the some lung exercises like pranayama, doing like closing one nostril, inhaling from one and exhaling from the other nostril. This is a very good exercise. Routine walk that will improve your aerobic capacity and it will improve your lungs health also. Then definitely these are the lifestyle changes I already told you.
Use Curalab to order medicines from your local pharmacy. Enjoy speedy home delivery and up to 20% discount. Download now. Cural Healthcare. Done smart.
About the age is not the major factor we can say for the getting for reducing your respiratory problems. Okay, at any age the respiratory problems may present. It could be the pediatric age, middle of the age, or it could be the late age. Okay, so depending upon, asthma may present at any age most of the time never matters in this factor. Asthma is present in most of these ages, so if you keep your asthma under control, I don't think so age will be the barrier in any patient. Okay, if it is a pediatric, if you are taking your proper treatment, definitely it will be under control. If it is a old age also, it will be under control if you are taking your proper treatment. Middle of the age, definitely immunity is good, so most of time these people are having very good chances that they will keep the asthma under control with the minimal weight. Only the difference matters if you are having old age. Sometimes immunity will be low, the medication requirement will be high, inspiratory pressure will be very low we can say. So most of the time taking the inhaler, proper inhaler therapy, or how to the techniques sometimes may get hampered with because of old age or because of the muscle weakness. So in that case, what we need to have the proper technique. You need to improve your exercise lung lung capacity by doing the pranayama, walk and all these things, so that will improve at lungs. And some nutrition diet, some protein supplement also you should take, so that the muscle power will get improved and you can have that lung improved, so that you can keep your asthma under control. And you need to control your inhaler therapy also. Okay, so this COVID-19 situation or during this pandemic, don't become panic. If you develop any symptoms which are new, which are never present to you, immediately you should consult to your chest physician or the pulmonologist. Notice this symptom, get tested if it is looking like a COVID-19 symptoms. I'll just in short I'll tell the symptoms. Most of the time patient may get fever. It could be high grade fever, 101 Fahrenheit. Second thing, patient may sometimes develop sore throat or the pain in the throat. Sometimes patient may develop some gastric trouble. Sometimes patient may be having the cough. It could be the dry cough, or sometimes it could be the wet cough. If even after taking the routine medications and after consulting your doctor, if the symptoms are within 2 or 3 days not getting better, so most of the time we need to go for the COVID-19 testing. That is a throat swab. They will take from the throat, or sometimes they may take from the nasal swab, and they will do the RT-PCR testing, and depending upon that you will get the result in 6 to 8 hours. And if it is like a COVID-19 situation, then they will guide you what to be done for the further treatment. And if it is a simple viral infection or the seasonal cough and cold, then what are the things, whether antibiotics required or the routine treatment or the the symptomatic treatment is required, your doctor will inform you and you can continue with that. And during that period also, what are the home remedies we can see? Start drinking the light warm water, start doing the garglings if you are having throat pain, if you are having fever and all, consult with your doctor and just have some fever relieving medication like paracetamol, and with the advice of your doctor you can take that one. So these are the things. Then about the diet, during that also I already mentioned, just try to avoid the cold items, citrated things which are going to trigger your asthma or the respiratory symptom. As much as possible just avoid the cold items, the thing. And whenever you get these respiratory symptoms, keep a safe distance from the other family members. Cover your face whenever you are coughing, sneezing, talking with the face mask. Never remove that mask. Only the thing, whenever you are going to do exercise, then at that time only you need to remove the mask. The reason behind that, while doing exercise, oxygen capacity needs to be increased, oxygen requirement has increased. If you keep a mask, there is a difficulty in the breathing, or sometimes the oxygenation get hampered. So during exercises, as much as possible, try to avoid wearing the mask. Otherwise that is not a good thing, so that that will compromise your lung oxygenation. So my take home message will be, in this COVID-19 pandemic situation, keep your asthma, COPD, interstitial lung disease, or whichever the respiratory diseases you are suffering, keep it under control, having a regular check with your doctors. If not possible for the regular visit, have a teleconsultation or the video consultation. Have a if any warning signs, if you find, immediately discuss with the doctor and get treated for that. Take your medications regularly, do regular exercises, do breathing exercises, do the walk, and keep your diseases under control.
Download Curall app now and be smart about your healthcare.